Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. It is a beautiful day here in Arizona. And I hope you're all having a great new year because, wow, it's 2020. 2019 flew by. So I got some great things planned this year for 2020. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into that and get started. So how many of you have been out there and you have snapped a bolt off? And you got to drill it out and you got to retap something. I would say a majority of people broke off a bolt. So how do you fix it? Well, like I said, you can drill it out, you can retap it. Sometimes you can put an insert in there and retap it to the same size if it's like an engine block, but that's not always the case. Well, one of the issues I've had with the Pioneer and these skid plates is I have broken skid plate bolts, and I know some of you have too, and there's a couple of ways to fix it. And we've already talked about, retapping it, putting an oversized bolt in it, but there is another way, and I got this cool handy tool. This is a nut rivet tool right here, and then these are the different dies. Okay, so how does this work? Basically, you have these different dies for different nut certs. So you can go from real small like this one up to, half-inch stuff. And what it is you drill your hole and you slide this down in there just like a pop rivet. And then this will thread onto your tool kind of like a pop rivet, and you squeeze it and it pulls these splines out. And then you unthread it from your tool and there is your bolt that you'll go in there. So I've seen these things used on metal, wood, fiberglass, plastic, all kinds of fun stuff. So let me show you here. I did a quick piece. So I drilled a hole right here. Not a big deal. I had this in the vise, a piece of scrap, angle iron. And then I went ahead and took a nut cert just like this and I slid it in. Make sure you get the right size drill bit, obviously. And then I used the tool and I compressed it just a little bit. And now I can put a bolt in there. So let me show you how to use the tool real quick. So the tool is right here. And it's kind of like a pop rivet, but backwards. So you start with it in the out position and then you collapse it. So you take your nut rivet, nut cert, and you basically thread it all the way on like this. Then you slide it in the tool, and when you go into the hole, you will squeeze it. Now I don't want to do it because it'll just kind of ruin it. So when you go to use your nut rivet tool, you're squeezing it to collapse this, make these splines kind of go out like a pop rivet, whatnot. There's a happy medium. And if you over squeeze it, especially in some of these smaller ones, you will end up breaking the tool. So this is what the die looks like. This half right here threads into the tool, and then this half right here is where the nut rivet goes on. As you can see, I broke this one. Not a big deal, they're about $7 a piece, but I was learning because I'm new to the tool. So you might ask, where are we gonna use this? Well, all the bolts and stuff on my skid plate, for the most part, are pretty good right now. I have had to put one nut rivet in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna replace some other ones because they're pretty loose. I'm gonna show you exactly which ones I'm talking about. So if you get down here, so if you get to the edge of the skid plate and you look, we go right up here, you can see I've replaced this one. But like this one and this one and the front one are all kind of loose. And what do I mean by loose? I mean that even by hand tightening them, there's not a lot of meat in these rails, I guess you would want to call them. And they're pretty thin wall tubing, and there's only like one, maybe two threads in there. And if you over tighten them with an impact gun, or even just wrench on it with a ratchet, you're gonna strip it out. So we're gonna replace those. Really simple. I'm gonna take the old bolt out. I've got my screw gun with a drill bit on there, the appropriate size drill bit. I'm gonna pop through it, nut rivet the tool in, and then we'll be done. Now there is another way to fix this I've seen online. Some people will go down and they will take a piece of like 2x2 angle iron right here, and they will go the whole length of it, and they will stitch weld it, you know, a couple inch weld here all the way across. When the people who put the angle iron on go to attach a skid plate because the angle iron's welded on, you've beefed up the bottom just a little bit. They will use some self-tapping screws and go through the angle iron and this rocker bar here, and it'll be nice and secure, or they can drill and tap it. But most people will use just some self-tapping screws. And the good thing with that is then you're not damaging this. Again, it's pretty thin walled. So let me show you what it takes. You can do all 8 of these exterior ones in probably 10 to 15 minutes. So let's get started. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is remove the old bolt. Now, if you're gonna do something like this, be smart, wear some safety glasses. Not only are you got dirt and stuff up here falling down, but you're gonna be drilling out this hole, and you don't want any metal shavings. So I'm gonna use the existing hole as a pilot hole. Just drill it. As you can see, I'm not making the hole that much bigger. Then I'm going to stick my nut rivet tool in all the way up, and I'm just gonna, and that's it. Then you take the bottom of your tool, and I'm just gonna unscrew it. And let me get the camera to show you what it looks like. And there's my nut rivet securely in there. So after that, I went down to the hardware store. I got some Allen head stainless steel screws. I'm going to use my spacer, or my washer, I guess, and I'm just going to screw it in. Now, being that I use the original pilot hole, this is, everything's nice and centered. Just tighten these up. And being that these are stainless steel, I don't have to worry about corrosion. And then the nut rivets I got, there's a couple different ones you can get. These ones are a zinc coated. Tighten it up nicely, and there we go. Well, there you have it. Really simple, really easy to do. I've done 2 already. I've got 6 more to do. Well, if you liked the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. I have some big plans coming on for this year. Don't forget to have a happy new year. Stay safe out there, and until next time.